This week, we're rainbow trout fishing on Collins Lake in Northern California with Gary Morales of Shasta Tackle and guide Ray Herford. And then we're on the Sacramento River with Ray Herford going after springtime stripers. In the foothills of the Sierra Nevada, just east of Marysville, California, sits Collins Lake, a well-managed put-and-take trout fishery with big numbers of large plantar rainbows. Today we're with Gary Morales of Shasta Tackle and Sport Fishing, who hasn't been on Collins for several years, but he knows the lake's potential for quality rainbow trout fishing. Joining us is local guide Ray Herford, who's been having some good days on Collins lately.
Hey, you know, Ray, I hear that a lot of guys fish around the dam in the spring, but the water clarity is such. Do you think we should run to a different location?
Yeah, we go up to the north side of the lake where the stream comes in. There's a lot of structure where the bass fishermen have woven with rope, a lot of trees together. We've been trolling by that, and the fish seem to be hanging suspended out on the top of the water by that structure on the north side with a little better clarity in that.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
What's the water? Well, the water temperature here right now is about 51 degrees.
That's about the same back there.
That's a perfect temperature. Yeah. They ought to be pretty active today.
Yeah.
We got a nice weather pattern going here. It's nice and calm, and I don't think we could ask for better conditions.
No, it's beautiful. We've been fishing up here, and the north wind's been blowing, and it seems to block the wind back there a little better also. But today, I don't think we're gonna have to worry about the wind. It'll be the lake's a little more narrow back there. It seems to concentrate the fish in a little tighter.
There you go.
Hopefully,
sounds good.
They'll still be there.
Well, let's run up there and take a look.
Good deal.
One thing about this lake, you could travel it pretty quick, huh?
Yeah, we're good to go.
Now, got hit off that point right there as we came around the corner. Didn't feel like anything too big. It was like we got a little trout. Just a little guy. Hear the rattles on that?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go ahead and straighten it back out. That's just a little one. I know we can do better than that. Well, he took that bait pretty good though, didn't he? It's one thing about these little flea bitties, they got a good rattle to them. And they can, you know, in this water conditions murky like this, they can really key in on that vibration.
Boy, he really hit it.
Yeah, he went after it. Let's get a little, hand me that Pro Cure. I'm using that shad gel because there are shad in here. Okay, go ahead and straighten her out a little bit. You're doing a good job with that. Put a little bit of that just right on the top and a little on the belly. And you know, that's the other thing. When the water conditions are like this, everything you can do to give you an advantage, and scent is one of them, and then vibration is another. There we go. Let's go get us another one. One thing that's real important when we got, you know, the fish up on the surface like we do today is to get back behind the boat. It's not near as important when the water conditions are like this because, you know, it is murky. But generally speaking, when the fish are on the top 10, 15 feet of water, you want to get back a better distance. That way when the boat travels over and they move away, you can still swing those lures back over and the fish. That one hit back. It was about 200 feet back there.
Yeah, it seemed to be right off that little rock shelf, huh?
Yeah, we swung out around that point. We brought the lures into the bank and then went out around that rocky point. And then I swung back on the opposite side to draw those baits as close to that point as we could in that structure. And sure as heck, there was one sitting there. Hey, you know, Ray, we trolled to the end of the arm here. We've got the creek coming in right now, and we picked up one fish, which is good. But I think we're going to make some changes, just kind of looking at the conditions. Let's try something else. We trolled for a while, and that's a good idea. If you're not hitting them on one particular bait or one color, then change to a different color.
Exactly.
One of the things I'm going to go to, because of the water, I'm going to go to this kind of a perch pattern in our matrix minnow, and run that still behind that glow sling blade, because that's going to be real visible. And then the other thing I want to do is go to a brass red crippler. This is another good color in the gold pattern, in the dark water like this. Maybe that'll do it. Hey, you got him right off, just right there where you said, off that tree or that brush.
Right where we were talking
Well, we
about.
just switched over to that gold red crippler.
That's right.
And
Yeah,
there it was. Got him.
Here he comes.
That was a good call, huh? Okay, we're gonna let that guy go. There you go. Yeah.
He's not the biggest guy in the world, but he's a
Look
fish.
how he got hooked under the chin there.
Yeah.
Those lures move around a lot.
He
They
got a
miss
little
them.
too close to it, huh?
Yeah, I was getting ready to put that other lure out. This one got slammed. This one's got a little muscle to him, but still not a real big fish.
Up here at Collins Lake, they do a trophy plant, and a lot of the fish are in the 5 to 10 pound range. There's not a lot of lakes you can go to where you can catch the fish of that quality, so we like coming up here and having a chance to catch some of those bigger rainbow trout, whether they're planted fish or native. They're still fun. Good place to bring the family up in that and catch.
Well, there's nothing greater than a kid catching a
Yeah.
big old 5 pound or 6 pound trout. I mean, they'll never forget that. you know?
And I'm a big kid, so I like catching them too.
Yeah,
I have a lot of fun.
it doesn't change, does it?
No, I enjoy it.
I'm going to turn into this fish for you. It looks like you got a little better fish there, bud.
Yeah.
He's got a little muscle, huh?
It's a good
Some
fish.
shoulders?
Yeah,
Soldier?
a lot heavier.
Shoulders?
He's got some shoulders.
Something like that. I'm going to probably need to get the net on this one, huh? I'm going to turn you a little quicker here.
Well, that's what we come for.
Yep.
A little better
Yep,
fish.
That's a good fish. Oh yeah, nice fish, bud. Nice one.
Wow.
Look at that.
What a beautiful fish.
Nice one.
Wow.
Look at that.
What a beautiful fish.
Ooh. Boy, see that red humdinger
Yeah.
hanging out of his mouth?
We were just talking about that lure.
Yep, that fluorescent red. That's a good one. That's the kind of color you use just to kind of anger a fish, you know? That's a pretty fish there. Okay.
Almost.
Let me see. We're getting close.
What are we running
Getting
for?
close. Ooh. Yeah, we only got 8 pound leader on that, so. Oh, he's not letting me. Okay, let's see here. Getting close. Don't take your time. We got time. He's hooked good. That's in a good spot. Boy, that rod, that glass, isn't that something?
That's a great fight.
That glass rod is a
Great
lot
fight.
of fun, isn't it?
The fish sees us and he just
Okay.
won't quite.
Yep, he's just about there.
Easing it. There we
go,
go.
but-
Good.
Whoa,
Good. Look at that one.
Look at that.
That's what we were after. All right. Yeah.
That's a good 5,
Yep.
6 pounds.
That's
man.
a good fish. That's what we were after.
You handled that one good,
Yep,
bud.
Thank you.
You did a
Thank
real
you.
good job with that fish.
That's what we were after.
You know,
what
I
a
have
nice-
to tell you, this red humdinger right here, that has caught a lot of quality fish through the years for me, and planter type fish like this in lakes where they put some really big fish in. Look at that, that lure's right in a good spot too. It wasn't gonna get off. Yeah, I tell you, that lure just really does well sometimes. You wouldn't think these big fish would eat that little tiny lure,
No.
but you
Yeah,
know,
he
one of the-
hammered it.
one of the reasons they like that bait though is the chamber there, that hook rattles in there, and every time it goes back and forth it vibrates. And that's, again, you know, we were talking about the vibration. Well, the humdinger is great for that. It really has a lot of vibration.
I can't complain. Boy, what a fish.
What a nice
Great fish.
Well, good job, man.
Thank
You did
Gary.
a great job
Yeah,
with that.
Great lure.
You know, we came over here because we figured the water temperature would be a little warmer, and we got in here and you can see it's 54 degrees in here. And the bottom is real flat over here. You can tell by looking at the shoreline, it's real shallow. And what happens is the wind blows everything in here as well, and because it's shallow, it warms up a lot quicker than other parts of the lake. And at 50 out there, and now we're in 54, you should have a more concentration of fish in here. That same orange pattern. See, that's that little cosy. It's like kind of like a Rapala. Hey Ray, you want this one?
No, I only want the big ones.
Yeah.
I like those big
Yeah, I
ones.
noticed you've left me with all these over
Yeah.
here. You were quick to get to that big one.
Yeah, the big ones seem to go off next to me, so I like those big ones.
That has definitely been the hot bait today, hasn't it?
No, that lure is it's amazing how good it wobbles in there, and the trout are eating it up. I mean, they're loving it.
Yeah,
That's almost the limit of trout just on that lure. So
yeah,
that's pretty good.
There we go.
Fish on.
Yep. All right,
Fish
another good
on.
one. Another good one.
We can't hardly get the fish off, and then we
Humdinger again, I think. Boy, we got back in here on this flat, and that's like we've only been in here 15 minutes. We got 3 fish on.
I think we found them.
Yep.
We can thank Robert because he plants all the fish in here. He's the guy that runs the lake here, Robert Palma.
Yeah.
Real nice guy. I've known him for a long time. I've taken him striper and salmon fishing, and now I'm up here fishing for his trout, and they're a lot of fun. I'm having a ball doing it.
Oh, I tell you, I'm impressed with this fishery. I mean, it's got some quality fish.
And I really like this net because you can extend the net and really get these fish a long ways out there.
Isn't that something? There you go, bud. That's another decent fish.
Hey,
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, there's a little,
Nothing wrong with that.
little humdinger got him again, huh?
Yeah.
We'll let somebody else have that one. He's another nice fish, so no complaints here though. Great fighting fish, having a lot of fun.
When I put this lure out the last time, I accidentally grabbed the garlic instead of the shad I was using, and yeah, it worked. You notice though, everybody's out fishing in the middle of the lake. That's probably the standard routine out here. And we looked at the breeze blowing back into this corner and the shallower water, warmer temperatures. We made the right move, and now we're hooking up. I mean, every few seconds we got a fish on here.
Best bite we've had all day.
Oh yeah. So you can't hesitate to move sometimes. If you're not finding them out there, location is the key. The fish are always somewhere in the lake, and the key is to find where they are. And I think we're on them
A lot
now.
of times they say 90% of the fish are in 10% of the water in the lake. So
yeah, that's
I guess
true.
if you find them, you find them. I think we found them.
Yeah, I think so.
I put on this little flea bitty and I was casting it over against the bank, and I was standing
Look at this fish
on the
fight.
front of the boat,
Oh,
and man,
man.
he just pounded it.
Look at this guy.
So we handed it over the top to Gary, let him take over. Since I got to reel in
That's
all the
awfully
big
nice
ones
of you
today.
there. This is a good fish.
But it's been the hot lure all day.
Oh man, look at it. You got that casting too. Look at that. What a beauty, man. There we go. Look at that. Good job.
Another big one.
Look at that.
Another
Jeez,
big one.
This is rocking, man.
That little lure right
Tell you
there
what.
has been red hot.
Hasn't that been something?
Yeah.
Swivels are designed to eliminate line twists or are used to tie one line to another, but we forget that fish may notice a swivel, especially if it shines. Not Invisiswivel. Made of fluorocarbon, Invisiswivel virtually disappears underwater, so it won't spook fish. Invisiswivel is super strong, can't rust, and is neutrally buoyant, so it won't cause drag. You'll catch more fish in fresh or salt water. Invisiswivel, the clear choice.
Invisiswivels are now available at anglerwesttv.com. The Sacramento River holds a wide variety of native and non-native game fish, and today we're targeting spring run striped bass with Todd Storm from Davis, California, Todd Shelton from Yuba City, and guide Ray Herford, who's been on the stripers hard with both a fly rod and the black plastic worm.
First fish of the day. Pretty excited about it. It's the first time I've been up here to wormfish. Ray Herford invited me up for a little striper fishing. Second cast, I got a nice little striper here. 4 or 5 pounder.
Yeah, the other day we were out here fishing, and it was early afternoon like this, around 3 o'clock, and we started, and we were working clouser minnows on the fly rods, but we also had 2 guys worming just like we do now with a black rubber worm representing the eel. And the fly was doing really good. There's a bite right there. While it was sunny, the fly was doing really good and kicking the tar out of the worm. But the evening came around, the worm came back around and really picked up. So what we're doing here right now is, it's kind of early afternoon. We're gonna target some fish on a fly. Then we're gonna also target some on the worm, and we'll see what's hot today. And if anything like the other day, the fly should start off real strong, and the worm will come on later on in the evening. Oh, there he is. There's a fish. not a monster, barely hooked. Barely hooked. We just got him in the corner. It just barely come up and grab this fly. They're very soft bites, and with the fly, with the soft bite, you can, you know, I'm just hooked a little piece of skin and it's just holding him. Not a big fish, but it was real fun. That's why I like using a fly rod, because you can catch all sizes. I've had them over 20 pounds, and it's my first year using a fly rod. It'll be a year in August, and we're in April right now. So once again, I put just a little bit of smelly stuff, Clouser fly, a little bit of yellow, chartreuse, and white. It's got a big sinking head, and I also use a little sinking line on it. So that fish came up real shallow, flat, right off a little point in a back eddy, and we're ready to go. But yeah, nice fish. Enjoyed it. Love a fly rod.
Yeah. Whoa. Was throwing the worm there for a while and changed things up and went to a swim bait. Fishing these shallow edges. Let's see what we got here. Oh, there we go. 316 swim bait. Oh, nice. Oh, he came off. Whew, nice little fish. Yeah, nice little swim bait here. Represents a pike minnow.
This one here bit the worm. He's going down river. Seems like a pretty decent fish.
Yeah, Todd, he picked that fish up on a rubber worm. We've got 3 different baits going on here. We got a worm and a Clouser minnow on a fly, and then a swim bait. This one took the black worm. It's representing an eel. Nice fish. It's about like 10 pounds. But yeah, they're real hard fighting fish this time of year. They really fight good. $20-pound line. We recommend 20-pound line up here, because even these fish right here, when they get close, they really put a lot of pressure on the line. Nice fish though. Yeah, we don't use a net, so when you have short line like this, you're going to want 20-pound line. We like 20-pound P line. You just grab the line, leader, and if you don't keep it tight, see how the hook just falls out? They have a lot of skin right here. It creates a big hole. Beautiful fish though. Nice fish. It's a male, as you can see, but you got to keep it tight, and you want 20-pound line, and we recommend P line because it's real strong, real tough line, but it casts, it's smooth, it casts good. But that's a beautiful fish right there. Oh, look at the boil. Wow, that was a good fish. No, it didn't break off, but man, it just, I put some scent on it. I don't know if it worked or not, but it worked on the rubber worm. It's a little leech. But we're putting it on our minnow. I just put a little dab. I don't know if it worked or not, but it didn't take long. I just got bit again. Maybe my hook stole. No, the hook's very sharp, so. Well, we'll get the next one. When you get it hooked up, and you have a big ball of line laying there, like we do most of the time fly fishing, it's real important to get on the reel, especially if it's a big fish. There's a double hookup. Look at this. We got 2 on at a time.
That looks like a toad.
Using a worm and a fly. Another nice keeper. Just reach down and grab it right in the corner.
He fighting big, wasn't he?
Not the biggest. We didn't find the biggest school of fish, but they're fish, and they're fun to catch anyways. If you notice, I landed mine a lot faster. Couple nice stripers. You could eat those, but we let them go. Catch some more. We're just working this rock bank. If you look down these rock banks all over, you can go down either side of the river. If you just work the edges, just as it's getting dark, this will happen. You can catch your limit of fish. And if you keep catching lots of fish, eventually you're going to catch a big fish, and that's what we're after tonight. We're looking for a nice female, which those were both males. So we'll get back at it and try to get you a bigger fish here in a second. But we're going to get ugly on them right here.
God.
Come on. That's where you need that strong line again, because you just grab it and hang on to it. Another nice fish. First cast in here. It's just getting dark and we almost have a full moon, so we're expecting it to be real good. A little better fish right now. I think we got our first female of the night. About a 10-pounder. They get bigger, the later it gets, the bigger they get.
There's one.
Go, another one.
Watch the little male. There we go, double trouble.
We keep using the black worm at night. It just keeps on working, as you can tell. A lot of times the bite will get better and better, but nice quality fish. This one's about 8-9 pounds. That one's like 3 pounds, but they're both legal, nice eating fish, and you can catch them all through the night. And the full moon nights are a lot of times our best nights. We can come out here and you'll stay in one area all night long, fish a 100-yard stretch, and you might catch 100 of these fish in a night. We got a lot better fish here. This is the one we've been, oh yeah. Getting a lot better. Oh, there it is. A lot better fish. Oh, that hook's right in the corner. Now that's a female. Nothing coming out. About 12-pound fish there, a little bit better. We're looking for a 20-pound fish though. Once again at nighttime.
Hey, thanks for watching today's episode of Angler West TV. You know, it's only with the sponsor support that this show is made possible, so please thank them when you can. Now get out there and do some great fishing.